Less Than Homeless, a short film by Allan B. Hill. Exterior, downtown, morning. Gridlocked traffic inches forward. Drivers are impatient. Smartly dressed pedestrians power walk by. A percussion of heels and leather shoes on sidewalks. Hustle and bustle. Interior, smoky living room. Day. Coins dropping one by one into several glass ashtrays. They're separated into denominations by a wrinkly old hand. Exterior, street, day. Henry squeezes through the tight gap between two shop fronts. He catches his trouser leg. It rips at the knee. Henry's almost 40. He's unwashed, unshaven. He briefly examines the new tear in his trousers, clutching his belly with hunger pains. Interior, convenience store, day. The cashier, red-eyed from the overnight, cautiously watches Henry browse, an occasional discreet peek at the CCTV screens. Henry stalls by some chips. He chooses original kettle. Searching in his deep pockets, he pulls out 3 silver coins. That's it, sadly. No breakfast today. He places the chips neatly back in its place on display. Interior, smoky living room, day. The hand is sealing coins in plastic Ziploc money bags. Exterior, bank, day. Henry sits cross-legged. His hat lies in front of him, empty. He places the silver coins from his pocket into the hat, begins playing with a fresh tear in his trouser leg. Dark, tired, baggy eyes watch office workers nonchalantly pass by. Henry reveals his stiff upper lip as a young man compassionately glances at him, but he strides on to work. Time cut, hours later. A few pennies, some more silver, and a loonie rest in the hat. Henry squeezes his grumbling stomach into submission. A lady, sitting across on a bench, fusses over her hot takeout meal, chucking mushrooms and onions onto the ground with her fork. It starts to sprinkle. Henry watches her promptly depart. With his finger, he counts the woeful earnings in his hat. Interior, shopping mall, day. Young aristocrats juggle countless premium branded bags on their elbows, Starbucks ventes in hand. Their judging faces mock Henry, slouched against a wall. They just glide along the glossy floor. He's an intruder in their consumer world. Henry knows it. He sighs, head down. Then a few coins clink, landing in his hat. He looks up with gratitude. It's the stern security guard. Henry picks himself up, like a routine. He collects his hat and leaves. Exterior, busy street, evening. The sky is clear again. Henry dawdles along the sidewalk. Geoff, a homeless hippie, lounges outside a record store. A cardboard, handmade sign reads, "Spare change? Food? Any weed?" He has a seedy smirk on his face, dragging on a cigarette. 2 students exit the store and flip him a few coins each. Henry watches. Geoff suddenly flips Henry the finger. He walks on. 2 schoolboys, brothers, walk towards Henry. They are laughing and teasing one another. Henry catches their eyes, suddenly freezing on the spot. He can't move his feet at all. The boys try to ignore him. What a weirdo. Exterior, interior, convenience store, night. Henry sits on a bench. A car horn startles him back to life. A blind man shuffles to and fro by the door. He leans on his cane. A homemade cup holder is attached to it with tape.
"Can you spare a nickel or a penny or a quarter or a dime or a dollar?"
Henry digs deep into his pocket. He puts the loonie into the blind man's cup and touches him on the shoulder, affirming. The blind man bows his head, thankful. Henry enters. He looks at the greasy selection of hot food. He counts his earnings. A little short again. Disappointment. He looks out through the window at the blind man chanting. Exterior, street, night. Henry dawdles along, demolishing a Twix, an abandoned umbrella in the gutter. He collects it under his arm. Exterior, closed-off alley, night. Henry emerges from the narrow gap. He's home. It's bordered by 8-foot fences, a brick wall, and a locked steel gate. An old hammock is rigged in the corner under a shelter of haphazardly arranged random umbrellas. Underneath are milk crates containing his few possessions next to a new, crisp-looking leather briefcase. Henry places the umbrella in the crate and climbs into bed, gently swaying side to side. He takes a lighter, resting on the fence. He lights it, illuminating his existence a moment. A rumble of thunder in the distance. Henry reaches down for his briefcase. He opens it on his belly, a pile of stuff, individually plastic film wrapped, shuffling through. A wedding photo, Henry and his beautiful young bride. A photo of a younger, clean-cut Henry, sporting his academic gown and crazy hat, holding a PhD scroll. Professional portrait of Henry, bald wife and 2 boys. A few tiny water droplets land on the photograph. Henry quickly packs up everything. He hugs the briefcase close. Drip, drip, drip. Water droplets land on his face. He feels below for the newfound umbrella. Interior, bank, day. A teller weighs coins, keying the data into her computer. She hands Geoff excess loose coins and puts the full coin bags away. She's printing a receipt, but Geoff rudely exits through the front doors. Exterior, bank, continuous. Henry, in his usual morning spot, cross-legged. Geoff stalls, right in front of Henry. He looks down at him. 2 homeless men make eye contact. An awkward beat. Geoff puts his hands into his pocket, fumbles about. He pulls out his hand abruptly and then punches Henry in the face. He throws him a single coin, an insult, then just walks off. Henry watches him leave, turning his head. He holds the left half of his face, rubbing away the pain. His eyes water. He leans forward, counts the coins in his hat with his finger. It doesn't take long. He gently bangs his head on the wall, deeply exhales in despair. The end.